We have the Nuggets as the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. We welcome you this Thursday evening. Hoping you're having a good one and are as excited as we are for this one. Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr joining me in the booth. Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. Vince Carter Clark is out with the injury. Boy, what a tough loss there.
Yeah, well, when he got hurt in their last game, Kevin, the hope was that it wasn't too serious, but...
The Nuggets trail by 4. Nelson outside. Feeds it to Gallinari. Back to Nelson. With 4 seconds on the clock. And the layup is good. Gallinari's got his first 2 points. Here's Conley. Can't get it to go. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game.
On tap next Monday, February 2nd, Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets go on the road to battle the Washington Wizards. Don't miss it.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
And the defense has been key in building this lead. They've really clamped down hard.
They've done a nice job, Steve. I think challenging every shot, a hand up on every...
Taking a look at the Nuggets. Bosstrovsky, he's in at small forward. Arthur out there with Hickson. Then it's Will Barton. And it's Nelson in at the point guard position. Right side, Conley. Four on the clock. And he gets the bucket. Conley's got the lead up to 4 now for the Grizzlies.
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Well, you know, for teams in the NBA nowadays, it's all about getting bang for your buck. I mean, Mike Conley out of Ohio State, one of the great value contracts in the league, and with all the analytics and general managers looking for value, Memphis happy to have an all-star caliber player like him still locked up through 2016.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Memphis coach Dave Yeager paid dues for years coaching in the minor leagues. But he did more than coach. He was the GM, ticket vendor, business manager, and halftime act. He said he loved the passion and spirit of that work, but there were also tough times. Guys, those struggles helped prepare him for where he is today.
A long road, but he's here now. Thanks, Doris.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
And you have to give Mike Conley, Steve, an awful lot of credit for the emergence of the Grizzlies, I think, as a factor in the Western Conference.
Kevin, I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. Probably doesn't get enough credit, but his progression as a player at both ends, year after year, he just seems to get better, and he provides that poise and leadership that his club needs.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Marc Gasol's checked in for Koufos. Randolph comes in for Lure. And it's Lee in for Mike Conley.
And he was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Pelicans.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be. At home, you know, that kind of defense isn't going to cut it. Never mind if you're on the road.
They really look tired to me, and I don't know if they had travel issues or if they were out too late, but something was amiss because they had no energy.
Lawson kicks to Ford. Pass to Maverick. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. They get it back. Nurkic. Here's Fareed. And finally, that one's good. And the Nuggets lead by 1.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
And Udrich hits to Gasol. Here's the three. And Lee with the basket on the assist by Gasol. Lee's got 5 points so far. For Denver, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Tony Allen's checked in for Green. And we've reached halftime in this one. Grizzlies.
Okay, pay attention so we can cover some stuff. We're capable of much better battle.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game.
Let's go. You're in.
Dang, about time.
Memphis leading by 18. Well, good teams tend to have a defined style of play. Steve, the Grizzlies had grit and grind, but it seems they're going away from it now.
Kind of a throwback style, Kevin, but it suited their personnel perfectly, particularly with Randolph and Gasol down low. The slower pace lent itself to better defense for them. Pounded you inside, that's for sure.
Conley and Allen are the guard set. Zebo and Marc Gasol are up front, and it's Green in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Mavericks checked in for Denver. Here's Green, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. They get Randy Ford.
And you know, the Grizzlies got swept in the Western Conference Finals back in 2013 because the Spurs just packed it in defensively. And I really think that was the impetus for the Grizzlies looking to try to play a more wide-open style. You know, even though that season in 2013 was, as a whole, the best ever for the franchise, it did expose their weaknesses and gave them something to work on.
Memphis has gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And it's Conley penetrating. Randolph in the posts. Fareed defending. Gets a nice look, and that one's good. 10 points for Zach Randolph.
And last season, it took the Grizzlies some time to get going. The new head coach, the injury to Marc Gasol, but they added some shooting and athleticism on the wings and really rallied strongly towards the end of the year.
Green dishes to Conley. Allen outside. He feeds it to Gasol. The jump hook, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through, and that's not something they should get away from.
Loss in the pass to Nurkic. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. For Denver, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. First free throw is good. Courtney Lee, who's checked in for the Grizzlies. And Denver with a change here, too. Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Fareed. Looking at Memphis, they took the win in their last game against Dallas.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win. That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there. Well, you'd be really hard-pressed to find a player more integral to their team's success at both ends of the floor than Marc Gasol. I mean, defensively, he's smart and tough and a space eater in the paint. Offensively, the ball runs through him in the high post, where his vast and varied skill set makes him a triple threat every time he has it.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, Courtney Lee, acquired by the Grizzlies last season in a trade with the Celtics. And as teammate Mike Conley has put it, Courtney was a huge piece. People overlook.
I like that shooting.
More space, and he can definitely lock up.
So it's Denver now.
And you look at Marc Gasol in that high post, he makes good things happen with his passing, shooting, and decision-making. Plus, the way he draws his opposing big man to the foul line, it really creates a lot of space in the lane.
So on the floor for Denver, Bosstrovsky in at small forward. Jameer Nelson is out there with Will Barton. Then it's Wilson Chandler, and it's Laverne in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Grizzlies, they're shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. And Marc Gasol, such a great passer. Do you think he might be, Clark, the best passing center in the league?
Well, he's right up there. I mean, I love watching this guy work. He's so efficient, so clever, so strong and skilled. But, you know, when you talk best passing big men, Bogut, Noah, you got to put those guys in the mix as well.
You're right, yeah. A lot of good names. Nelson, the pass to Maverick. Over to the wing. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. He tries for three. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Pass to Udrih. To the paint. Here's Koufos. Denver grabs the miss. Nelson outside. Passes it to Maverick. Shoots from the baseline. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 3 assists tonight. Here's Udrih.
I think we can all agree that the NBA has become a bit of a nicer, friendlier league over the past few decades. Less animosity with players and less brutal rivalries, but there is still a level of trash talking going on, and I think at times it's a factor in games.
Lee gets the bucket.
Had so much space there, and the defense really not showing him the respect. You can see his eyes get wide.
Nelson outside. The pass to Maverick. Nailed from three-point land. Mavericks got 5 points now this quarter.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes, but finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
Courtney Lee is on the wing. That's good.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Denver's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Pass to Maverick. Here's Laverne. Here's Maverick, covered by Lee. Here's Bosstrovsky, and again it's Denver. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. And Udrih kicks to Koufos. He dishes it to Udrih. Shot clock at 6. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Lee left side. Here's Lure. Can't cash in from close range. For Denver, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Nelson, the pass to Laverne. Over to the wing. Puts it up. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 17 points for Maverick.
And he's made the most of his chances, hasn't he? Really needs to continue to work for those good looks.
In low to Lee. Here's Barton.
2 minutes. Well, you know, as teams become more and more focused on getting good looks in close at the rim, the value of great defensive big men inside just continues to rise. I mean, it's tough to be a contender without a rim protector.
Now Udrih. Courtney Lee is on the wing. 13 feet away. Again, the miss by Lee. And with the new camera systems, it's easier to measure defense, going beyond block shots to look at which, for instance, big men diminish shooting percentages in their area.
Yeah, no surprise. I mean, names like Dwight Howard, Roy Hibbert, Serge Ibaka. But interesting that that reputation has value defensively when players hesitate to go inside.
The shot by Chandler, wide open. His three-pointer's off the mark.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for the Grizzlies.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players. everything was spot on.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
This win will give them victories in each of the first 2 games of this season series. In the end, this game turned out to be just a continuation of what we've already seen.
Yeah, they've got their sights now set on a 3-0 sweep, and given what's going on in the first 2 games, that's probably what'll happen.
Here's Bosstrovsky. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Udrich. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Uncovered. The shot no good.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Barton dishes to Nelson. Here's Maverick. Again, the Nuggets score. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
And now, down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, Mark, this team seems to have a rhythm going and building on some great momentum. What's been the key to the success this group is having?
We're working. You know, we sacrificing for each other. I think we're doing a better job on that.
What you mean, man? I just had the biggest scoring game of my brief NBA career. I think it's a perfect time to be smiling.
Hold up. You notice anything about the scoreboard at the end of the night?
Yeah, right next to my number was a really big number. How many points I had.
Only numbers you need to worry about are the ones next to the team names. And in that column, we came up short. No reason to smile or celebrate. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, my bad. I just got excited about how I played tonight, you know?
No worries. You're going to have a bunch of nights like that. I just hope you have them in winning efforts. Now, come on.
True.